Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me on today's Monday, the 6th of July. And yeah, as always, I feel a lot is happening in the night sky and translating into our psychological urges. And yeah, I can't say anything more or less than July is a real game changer. I feel the biggest month of the year in regards to downloads, upgrades, tapping into potentiality. And it doesn't mean everything is happening right now, but it's the beginning. It's the beginning of about a 3 year cycle of these outer planets working together the way they are now into 2029. So, and it's really the kickstart of something greater, something that's benevolent, that's coming to support us. The universe always conspires with us. And it's a real tapping into an embodied sense of transformation, what we came here for, highlighting our gifts, individuating ourselves, bringing opportunities and a very benevolent, unique flow. All right, so what's happening right now? We got this week, 6th of July, 2026. We'll look ahead till the 13th of July. And right now, the sun is in the middle of the month of Cancer season. And yeah, happy birthday, all the crabs out there. We still got another 2 weeks of Cancer time. It's a time of introspection, slowing down, being more sensible, more sensitive, tuning into our feeling world, what makes us feel safe, secure, a sense of nurture, being more introverted. Cancer, ruled by the moon, is a real beautiful, flowing, divine water sign that asks us to tap into a spirit of gentleness. So another 2 weeks in that mode, and I feel it's very much needed during times of big change because yeah, we can't rush through some upgrades, downloads, and it's good to come back to our shell, to especially here in the southern hemisphere. We're in the middle of winter. We want to hibernate. We got the fire going. We want to come back to our inner world and the beauty of our homes. While in the northern hemisphere, we are cranking in the middle of summer. It's all a bit different. We're drawn more outdoors, but I'm kind of happy right now that I'm in the southern hemisphere and can enjoy a bit of a cooler season, snuggling up. Then we also have Mercury in Cancer. As you know, Mercury is retrograde till the 24th of July, so only just started. We got about, 2.5 weeks of Mercury retrograde left, bestowing us with Mercury rules our thinking, processes, transportation, so everything is slowed down again. In the sign of Cancer, we have communication in the sign of sensitivity. So we want to slow down. We want to be more aware of um, what am I saying, my words. And we always want to be aware of course, but now is a real good time to tune in, to check in. Am I coming from a place of gentleness or so our words are really more highlighted right now if we can find a sense of nurturing through the spoken word. And again, transportation, going from A to B in the sign of Cancer. Nothing's happening quick. There is no quick fix with this situation. And again, I feel the universe is really conspiring with us in this sense because we need that time of coming back to ourselves as a lot of the other energies are speeding up, wanting us to move swifter, connect, lots of opportunities, possibilities coming our way. And so we're finding a good balance here. Also, if we're feeling frustrated, if we're feeling nothing much is happening right now, or I take a step forwards, two steps back. There is also divine synchronicity there that we don't have to rush anywhere. We don't have to be anywhere fast. Everything is as it needs to be. So I always love Mercury retrogrades because it's a great time to declutter, to finish up projects that we've started. Not the best time to launch our new business right now, maybe fine-tuning things. I mean, it's also nothing wrong to launch your business if it aligns for you. At the same time, it's also good to be aware of the finer details because if we rush into something and put it out there, we might have to go back and course correct a bit or make some changes. So now is a really good time to, yeah, to make changes, to straighten things out, to prepare things for when there is more momentum, which there truly is coming more around the 24th of July when Mercury is direct again. So then we're looking at Venus this week, planet of love, beauty, and creativity, the goddess. She is still in the sign of Leo, a heartfelt, heroic approach, very courageous, heartfelt, playful, childlike, creative, sexual. The fifth house, ruled by Leo, is a house of essence, of substance, of life. So there's real life force energy moving through us, which again, we need very much in case we're feeling a bit more too much inwards, then Venus got us into the heart, into the fire energy. So over the next couple of days, what are we doing? Venus is moving into the sign of Virgo. So also Venus isn't too happy in the sign of Virgo. She's the furthest away from the sign where she's exalted in the sign of Pisces. So what does that mean? Well, we're moving out of the heartfelt energy into Earth, Virgo, being of service. Venus here is more practical. She has an eye to detail. She is more bit of a hard worker, also more into health, wellness, well-being, and service to other oriented. Virgo, the modern ruler is Chiron. There's also great mo- healing vibes that are coming through. And with Venus in Virgo, it's a very different earth energy. Venus loves being in Taurus, but with Virgo, she can be more critical also with herself. She can be having more expectations, more dotting the I's and being a lot more precise, organized, which nothing wrong with that. So if we want to work on our projects, finish them, Venus will give us the organizational skills, lining up the ducks, lining up the documents. This needs to be done. So a really good time to get things done and be organized. And she will be here until taking us into August, until the 7th of August, when Venus will be moving into her own rulership into Libra. So still a bit of time. We have about 4 weeks with Venus in the sign of Virgo. And also, as Venus is moving into Virgo, she's meeting up with the karmic node of the moon now at 0 degrees of Virgo, the south node, which also a reminder about, so Venus rules our self-worth, our value system, love, relationships, of course, money as well. So this week is a great week to letting go of old outworn behaviors, patterns, health-related patterns, maybe spending patterns, being too much of service to others. There is something that wants to fall away, a good reminder to taking a breather, letting go. Also, Virgo is great in discerning what's right for me, what do I like, what don't I like. Venus is about, yeah, our likes and dislikes. What can I let go? Am I, yeah, really feeling into? And with so much Cancer energy, what makes me feel safe? What makes me feel nurtured? And what doesn't? So there is a letting go. There is a, yeah, old patterns. And Virgo is the last sign in the southern hemisphere of the chart. It's the last sign that is about the self, about work. Also, Virgo is a hard worker. Venus in Virgo, we may want to adjust our working commitments. What am I doing every day? My rituals, my daily practices. A great time to adjust. And maybe a lot of us are going through changes in regards to work, vocation. What is my calling? Have I been following my calling? Or is it time to make changes? With the South Node, a great week to really discern, feel into what works, what doesn't. And we might feel like, okay, it's time to let go. And with everything, we don't have to let go, like, boom, let it go. It's of a job. We don't have to quit on the spot. We can make the decision and say, okay, this is a good time. I'm going to have a chat with my employers or whatever or colleagues and making changes or at least changes for oneself. A great time also to reevaluate our lifestyle, our eating patterns, what's good for us, what's not good, what's serving me, what nurtures my body, what gives me great nutrition, oxygenation, hydration, and what doesn't. So instead of, but then Virgo can be we can be hard on ourselves. I'm not good enough. There can be a bit of that negative self-talk. So being aware of that. Mars is in Gemini, moving along, very social, lots of ideas, epiphanies, moving around, quite a genius. We might invent things, we might also very heady. So there is a lot of so Mars here is in the sign of Mercury. So our asserting ourselves and our will has a lot to do with ideas. We might get new, fresh ideas, particularly as Mars is still in close contact with Uranus. There can be sudden people coming into our lives, social gatherings, epiphanies, inventions, new developments. So it's quite a mobile, lots of movement here, a swift energy. The mind could be overactive, so also important to check in with our nervous system. We can be heightened, overwhelmed as well. That's where this Cancer energy is so handy at the moment to slow us down, bring us back, because yeah, to regulate the nervous system, to calm the mind, do some somatic work, some body work, really, really important. So also Chiron is in full swing in the sign of Taurus. We need a bit of earth energy. Chiron was discovered in the sign of Taurus, so it's like a homecoming for Chiron, bringing us back to nature, to simplicity, back to our inner nature, to a fuller embodiment. Again, somatic work for greater healing. If we can feel it, we can heal it. And what's better than yeah, letting the energy move through the body and really shift things. Chiron in the sign of Venus, in a trine to Venus. So it's a really good time to exercise, gentle exercising, movement, martial arts, moving energies through the body, create a lifestyle, have a lymphatic drainage if we're having a little diet, fasting, all of this really aligned this week. Then what's happening actually today? The sun at 14 degrees of Cancer in a square to Saturn. Today, 6th of July. Um, yeah, 6th into the 7th of July. We might feel maybe some of us a bit health-wise or vitality-wise a bit slowed down. I can definitely feel it. I already woke up and feeling, whoa, I'm just feeling really just a bit tired and my whole vitality feels a bit zapped. That's also Cancer season and Mercury retrograde moving backwards, but particularly with Saturn. Saturn always says, no, you can't there. And the sun is our vitality, which in Cancer is already inwards drawn to our cavities, to our um, yeah, all the parts in the body, like the breasts, culminate, that are containers in the body that, yeah, bringing us back home. And also really important not to contain anything, but to healthily move energies, move things through. But yeah, today, 6th and 7th of July, we can feel a bit slowed down and our vitality zap. It's okay. Cut ourselves some slack. That's fine. I find it challenging. I am Germanic, of Germanic background. It's not easy for me to slow down, but my whole being is telling me today to slow down. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, life goes on. The week goes on. Also this week, we got some big shit happening. So also this week, Neptune goes retrograde, which is not unusual for Neptune. Neptune, our otherworldly experiences, spirit, a higher wisdom. Neptune, the god of the sea, we again draws us into our deep subconscious. Neptune goes retrograde twice a year, half of the year pretty much, yeah, or once a year, half of the year direct, half of the year retrograde at 4 degrees of Aries. What does it mean? Again, we are more drawn inwards, re-evaluating over the next 6 months until our value system, our belief system. There's a spiritual recap, also very aligned right now with a lot of downloads, upgrades, Neptune, our otherworldliness, spirit. We are spirits embodied. That's what I believe. And I feel that adds to that momentum of tuning in, taking a deep breather, a union, communion with nature, nature within, nature without. So a beautiful shift also this week. And together with the karmic nodes of the moon, who will change signs, happens about every 18 months, big deal. Also happening this month later. I'll talk about that another time. But we are within profound times of greatest change. And I want to read out a couple of things to you because this month is so big because we got, we got Neptune at 4 degrees of Aries. We got Uranus moving into 4 degrees of Gemini. Ooh, and there is Pluto, 4 degrees of Aquarius. They're all in sextile to one another. Pluto in a trine to Uranus. What does it all mean? There is big energies that are coming through that are helping us to Uranus to individuate, to share our unique gifts. Pluto transform, letting decluttering any kind of top down, any hierarchies. There is Uranus' spirit, Aquarian energy is the sky god is coming through now with our own unique ways of being, coming together as a community, in our humanness, but also really tapping into our greatest potentiality. So this is big shit here. Then also, while all these outer planets are at the 4 degree point, we will later on, that's not until next week, but also Jupiter's moving into 4 degrees of Leo. So 4 degrees is a big deal. And no matter what sign we're in, our sun sign, if we have any planets, any points around the 4 degree mark, that's big. Doesn't matter which sign. There is big changes coming, as we can see. Jupiter 4 degrees, Uranus 4 degrees, Neptune, Pluto, and these are big, big times. This month is profound, a profound turning point. So I'm going to read out a couple of those 4 degree points. We have first one, Aries. We have Neptune stationing at 4 degrees of Aries. And so it says here, a triangle with wings, the capacity to for self-transcending. At this point, the last and synthesizing stage in the cyclical process is reached, a new dimension of being is envisioned mobilizing creative endeavors. So we can see this is, yeah, some big shifts we are transcending. There is creative urges, a deep synthesis of and a synthesis of dimensions. Then we got Gemini, the fifth degree point, Uranus in Gemini, a revolutionary magazine asking for action. Okay, interesting. So this is, we reach beyond established forms. We are the explosive tendency of repressed feelings and root emotions. What else do we have? Whether the revolutionary action is violent or peaceful, bitterly resentful or loving, the one desire is to reach beyond established forms. And no one better than Uranus reaching beyond established forms, questioning authorities, questioning the status quo, not following the herd. So that's a nice energy moving us forward with the sky god Uranus. Last but not least, we got Aquarius, Pluto, fifth degree point of Aquarius. A council of ancestors is seen implementing the efforts of a young leader. The root foundation of past performances which power and sustain whatever decision is made in a crisis by an individual. The greatness to tap into the power of the deepest roots. So as we can see, there is a lot happening and it's very empowering. All these outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and soon coming closer, Jupiter, they're all working together in trines, sextiles, trines. It's a very flowing, effortless dialogue here that is moving us forwards, moving us up higher, expansive into it's higher, expansive, but also anchoring us more into our human form as well. So, with all of this happening, I hope we can also be with ourselves and in communion with nature in an effortless, beautiful flow. I'll leave it with that. Thanks so much for joining me, for tuning in, and sending lots of love. Have a beautiful week and enjoy this somewhat paradoxical, chaotic energy. And at the same time, if we can surrender and be still and don't push shit uphill, we might encounter one or another or two miracles this week. Okay, bye for now. Thank you.